Alright, and I think we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm gonna need to... Uh-oh. One moment, actually. Oh, I just realized I just straight didn't even turn my headphones on. That's embarrassing. Now, is there... There is. Okay, I'm silly. Well, welcome back to Disco Elysium. Last time, we punched a child and, went to this haunted library. And now adventure awaits. I'm very close to becoming homeless. Which is a good thing. In this specific instance. Also, 1 second. Why are you all... Let me reset you. Okay, that's better. I'm gonna become a homeless superstar.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
Oh, the spiritual threshold. I think if I knock on the door, it will...
Only an echo. No one is there.
No.
After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room. You feel the tiny hairs on the back of your neck rise up.
Okay, so that's only if I need to break in.
You. An uneasy knot forms in the pit of your stomach. Outside, the wind howls in from across the bay. The building at Rue de Saint-Ghislain stands like a matchbox on its side, with men inside like little wooden sticks ready to catch a fire.
Oh.
A panicking woman squeezes the pendant around her neck until it leaves a mark inside her palm. A man, a few meters away, stands frozen with a key in his hand. Somewhere inside, a spider is spinning its web.
What a cool story. I'm a superstar. I go in first. Oh, Kim has something to say.
What is this place?
It's an adventure.
No, it's a gym. Though it looks like no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move.
Oh, right. I was smart and brought that.
An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
What if there is a reason?
Yes, because it's closed.
Okay, well, that's boring.
No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do. Now let's move on, shall we?
Damn it. A... shot put.
A barbell lies on
I'm
the floor.
so strong. I bet I can lift that.
Its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them.
Fuck yeah,
There are
I'm
no
ripped.
collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard.
Oh.
Why does it feel so familiar?
Damn. Legendary, okay. Look, Kim, it's a trap.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then.
I don't care. I don't care.
No one does until they get smashed under the barbell.
I'm gonna hurt myself. Fuck it, we ball.
Conjuring up
Oh,
an
shit.
inhuman amount of strength, you raise the barbell up in the air. Your biceps tremble, but you're a savage. This is a children's game.
I am a champion. Fuck yeah.
A warm wave of
Kim
accomplishment
probably thinks I'm so
washes
cool.
over your head as you drop the barbell to the floor. For a moment, it feels like you're strong enough to succeed at anything you ever set your mind to. Hey, but you're still in a ghost house.
Ooh.
What if someone heard this? What if they know you're here?
Fuck it,
Good to
I'm strong enough. Hell yeah, he thought I was... Oh, he thinks I'm so cool.
No, it's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber, the squeaky sound of sneakers, your bruised knee against the mat, and a whistle. Then the feeling is gone. A memory from another life, when you were young and fit.
What do you mean? Look at me, I'm the picture of fitness and youthful energy. Alright, tell me, Guillaume Le Million.
Guillaume Le Million. Bad news. Guillaume Le Million did not become a cop. In 38, he went on a tour to the Sinyao province in Safre, where he died of autoerotic asphyxiation.
Oh.
His body was found hanging from a decorative dragon tree in his junior suite amid drug paraphernalia, unwholesome objects, and the Sylvia Trainer single, Wonderland, skipping in the background. And yes, you can take this as a metaphor for Revachol in the 30s, and also as a warning.
Well, damn, that's depressing. What bonuses do I get, though? Ooh, wait, all Psyche learning caps raised by 1. And I get a higher pain threshold. That's not bad. Okay, I only have 35 minutes till I get Superstar Copdom. Are these... Can I, like... I guess I can't really... Okay. I got a good tip from a friend that if something costs a lot, then there probably is, like, something that I can do with it, but, like, once I use it in that scene, I can probably just sell it. So I will hold on to the shot put ball. Well, then it'll stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. Oh. Demijohn. The fuck is a demijohn? Is that like a half toilet? Oh, that's really creepy. This place, I forgot how fucking alien this place sounds. Money? Okay. Making pretty good money. Steel rotor blades bearing a slipstream logo.
Looks like someone tried to reconceptualize their business here.
Sure does.
Look, the skis and rotor blades both bear the same slipstream logo. It seems likely that they started out making one, failed to turn a profit, and then pivoted to producing the other.
Which one did they start with?
That's a good question.
Alright, well, we still don't know
Not
anything
quite.
for now.
You do know that there's something unusual about this company's business model.
Sure is. Production schedule. Wait, what the fuck? Production schedule filament memory. Okay, I need a radio computer to read this. Also, whenever I try to scroll up or down, it makes me spin. It's funny. What is this? Postcard. Okay. It's not worth a lot.
An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like a bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney. This must be where the entity lives.
Yeah, okay. Let's knock on it.
What an odd thing to do. Nothing happens.
Alright, let's do it more.
Still nothing.
Fucking
No one's home.
Go in.
Those curtains
Ow.
prove to be surprisingly sturdy. Your fist hurts now.
Fuck.
If this is really an entrance to the chimney, then there must be a furnace somewhere as well. Maybe
wonder if I'll-
there's another way to get in.
Alright, I'll get something out of that.
Can you please try to refrain from attacking random things?
Yeah, this is the chimney cam. How am I supposed to find the malignant entity if I don't knock on the chimney?
Ghosts aren't real. Didn't your parents tell you that? In any case, there's no way we can get in right now. Let's investigate further.
Okay. Let's do.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes, like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
Alright.
These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins casting wax-based magic.
Ah.
Translucent welkins with organs shining under their skin, and even ether welkins hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space.
Did they just not come up with elves in this universe?
Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind?
I wouldn't go that far.
One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
How is he built different?
It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-welkin races will be purged.
The question is, does my character think that that's a good thing?
The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with welkin. Green welkin, dread welkin, and the High Welkin to rule them all.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures.
one of them is a Welkin supremacist.
Mm-hmm. Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too.
I see.
Some people really like building a world, I think. Even if it's just for a game.
Okay. I'm not gonna let him think that
Just
I
look at those details. So much effort.
considered that these things could be real. Alright, let's inspect the photos.
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world.
Ah, the opiate of the masses.
A pinned postcard reads, "The heat-death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe."
Oh, let's look at the schedule.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money.
Alright, what happened?
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Oh, jeez.
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details."
Ah. Alright, let's look at the notes.
The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: "Call in, tune out," "Wirral untethered," and "Heat death of the universe." Outside, a cold wind wraps the building in its bosom. Snowflakes in the wind. An old woman passes what the locals call the doomed commercial area. She tries hard not to look at the bookstore windows. It's unwise.
Hmm.
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
I bet that's the thing that I need.
A radio computer.
Yas.
Just sitting here without anyone inside.
Well, let's turn it
The
on.
machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open.
I actually completely missed this cube the last time I played this, so I'm excited.
It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
Yes, let's do that. I don't think it's supposed to make that sound.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
Alright.
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Have you stirred the ghost of the doomed commercial area from its rest? Could this be its dismembered heart beginning to flutter?
Well, how are we gonna kill it if we don't wake it?
Oh no. It was already glowing and now it's also making a sound. It's probably some alien CO-like technology.
That's racist.
The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
Alright, what's the production schedule?
The filament you have inserted into the reader.
Alright, yes, thank you.
That was a question. Have you inserted it into the core?
Yes.
Good. Please repeat the password.
This is the police cops.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder for stress accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
Fuck.
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
I mean, I've got nothing going on.
Now, can you please repeat the password?
Can you give me a hint?
No.
Fuck. I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
That sounds bad. A login attempt. Something a criminal would do.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Why did you call me Fortress Accident?
Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to.
More info, please.
One moment. Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
It's like you're playing a video game on a person.
That's not bad.
It's so conceptual. And what is this interactive call-in radio game?
Any other questions?
Oh. Are you a machine?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
Hi, Yvonne.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
Oh. Okay. Where are you? I'm not gonna tell her that.
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian Repeater Station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident.
Okay.
As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios.
On an island on the river Esperance, a small woman, all skin and bones, sits in a room filled with audio equipment. Thousands of tiny lights are reflected back from her prescription lenses, like stars in the dark.
Now, please tell me if there's anything else I can do, Fortress Accident.
Oh, I think we're good.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
Let's hit print.
Nothing happens.
Fuck. I bet something will happen when we get that password, though.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic.
How do I know that?
History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun.
That doesn't really answer my question. Well, I guess if I was in those history classes.
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
Let's see.
Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
The anatomy of the curse.
Perhaps. The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. Looks like a surveillance program.
Who's the Game Master?
Someone very important. The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency.
Who's playing?
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
Why do you say that?
The schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
Alright, what else?
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
What does Kim think?
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
What were they making?
Yes, that is the question. It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games, only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Yeah.
Utter madness, he thinks,
Hell yeah.
as a compliment.
How were they planning to do that?
Through call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio.
That's crazy, that could never work.
Then there's the Game Master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
Are you telling me he's some kind of dungeon master?
His fascination has swept aside other concerns for the moment. He's a little hooked.
Has anyone ever done this before?
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Graz, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry. But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game before. We just don't have the technology.
I see. And this was a role-playing game?
Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the WeWorld board game, with hit death thrown in.
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished.
Ha ha ha. Funny. What do you think happened to the company, Kim?
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard.
Wowzers.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but...
The curse got them. I see no other explanation.
Ah, yes. The doom of bad business practices. Okay, let's keep moving.
Alright, fine. Time to become a superstar.
Some kind of superstar.
Oh.
They say the world isn't ready for a rock and roll cop. No one wants their state monopoly on violence to be mixed with celebrity worship. They claim to know it would be dangerous for detectives to rise to the ranks of demigods and have sexual encounters with barely legal
Okay,
cowgirls.
wait, hold up.
It would be insane, they say. To all this, you say, fuck off and die, in a cool voice. You people have no idea how good these cops are gonna get. They're gonna crack 20 cases a day. In the future, cops will be like astrophysicists, or prime ministers, or prophets. And you're the first one.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the first coolest guy. Whoa. But all those learning caps I got raised up. But I'm also taking it at the cost of logic. But I think we've thrown that out the window a long time ago. I don't want to do electrochemistry, though. The rest of those are good. Alright, let's get going. What? No. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, I forgot about you. The fridge bear. The bear of the
You
fridge.
see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost, and the bear's eyes are glowing red. This ice bear is a hyper-carnivore. Be careful.
It was a giant ice
The
bear.
lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious belly door.
Let's crack it open.
A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Okay, I get to be the voice of reason now. It is in fact a fridge.
Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge. Let's take a look inside.
Alright.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge
Oh,
is
rats.
huge.
Take the note.
You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
Alright.
A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge.
What is this giant giant bear-shaped fridge doing in an abandoned cellar in the first place?
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
So they tried to sell ice cream from the hyper carnivore.
I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice.
I don't know, it's kind of badass.
What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
Yeah.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic.
I have plans for this fridge. Bear. Ice cream maker defrosted and unplugged. Oh, can I go back here? Oh, I can. Two rusty rifles are hidden above the piping. They look inoperable. Oh. There's so many guns.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Where are we?
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache.
Let's look inside.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
Yes.
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away.
I inspect the rifles.
Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest. But one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood
Ooh.
stock, in better cosmetic order than the others.
I didn't find my gun, but I found a gun.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way.
What does this mean?
It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future.
It might. I will hold
He
on to
likes
this gun.
this find.
Hell yeah. Kim thinks I'm so cool. I'm so happy about this. Ugh. Alright, let's see what's going on with the note.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
Let's see.
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active.
I'm so glad he's down for my bullshit. Alright, let's read it.
Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe.
The off-site copy.
You'll find the filament memory with the off-site
Oh.
copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Sully Swaff.
Alright, let's see. Who wrote the note?
Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here.
Maybe it's because of the entity. Maybe the entity is an illiterate ginger.
That's implausible.
Mm-hmm. Alright, I just want to ask if this is the filament memory that I have.
It belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to disco tapes, right? It's like one of your disco tapes, only for a computer.
Mm-hmm. I have a feeling I know who the illiterate ginger kid is.
Really? You don't have a single guess?
Kuno.
Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on a filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter.
Alright. Where is the frozen ice cream maker?
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the Ice Bear fridge.
Alright. Is it this? It's probably this.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Uh-huh.
Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur.
You don't know that.
What better to assuage the creeping sense of failure than some frozen fat and sugar?
I won't do drugs, but I will do ice cream.
You
Let's
slip your
crack it.
fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here. If you want to try again,
Got it.
then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, detective.
I am aware of how holding things works. Alright. Let's do this.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old
Oh.
submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
That's fucking intense. Pretty intense negative. Pry bar not strong enough. Alright, let's go
The ice
anyways.
squeaks beneath
I
the
don't
pry
think
bar.
so.
You think you've got the bar jammed in there pretty well, but the lid simply won't budge. You see the pry bar's metal handle bending right before your very eyes.
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it, but this ice cream maker is frozen shut. It takes an advanced tool to get it open.
Where would we get one?
I have no idea, officer. This ice cream maker isn't important enough to requisition a special tool.
Sooner or later,
You don't know.
we will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. Then we will know what's in this mysterious ice cream maker.
Yes, I will keep an eye out. Oh, fuck yeah, nice.
2 cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Let's unplug the black one.
Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Why did you do that?
None of these are the real reason, but it's the black one.
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has 1 cable missing.
What if the ice freezes a bit?
This orange machine is dead
Yeah,
still.
see?
It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner.
I can
and
go for
an
it again,
electric
with a
freezer.
still a
The
3%
ice around
chance
it
this does not help.
slowly melting.
But fuck it, we ball.
The ice
Holy
melts
shit!
beneath the pry bar. You could swear you succeeded, but the lid simply won't budge.
Wait, seriously? I got it, it didn't open?
You see the pry bar's metal handle bending right before your very eyes.
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I have
Oh,
no...
Sooner or later,
Fucking... What was even the point then? I succeeded and it didn't even do anything. Oh... Fuck yes. +1 drama. What am I replacing? +1 conceptualization, -1 suggestion. Well, let's leave. Let's get dramatic. Oh, I forgot about the literal entire reason I came down here.
a thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
Let's look inside.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs.
What are you doing?
It's the entity.
Wait, really? Take your head out of the chimney, please. It's not safe.
It feels safe to know that the lieutenant's got your back.
Yo,
Now
wait,
and
72%.
always.
We're doing it.
Something
Yeah.
breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then,
Hello?
you've awakened
Hi.
the entity.
Answer me, spirit entity.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I
Fuck
won't be-
yes.
You hear a low rumble upstairs. The sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
Mission success.
After you, officer.
What if it's the entity?
You're right. The rooms do look like they're connected. But malignant entities don't exist. At least not the supernatural kind.
What about the natural ones?
Then what was the chatter you heard?
That's weird. Okay. I don't know why it was flashing. That is still on. Really need to make sure that bear fridge stays on. Hello. I got all these dice. Alright.
Hello,
Hi, lady.
I'm Nia.
Hobo cop.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. So what kind of die are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now.
I agree.
She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
What do you mean by Milius?
Yes, Amelia is like a call-in
Oh, Milieu.
station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
Ah,
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But
neat.
some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
I didn't knock on the window.
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind?
Shh.
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
As she speaks, her bone-like fingers fiddle with a ring. Her bones light, but her hands strong. Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count?
I would like a
Very
dice.
good. My rate is 10 real per set. Unless you want something really unusual.
That's expensive.
Take a look around and see if there's any particular stone you want to use.
No falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice maker and doesn't have anything to hide. Ask what you need.
I asked you about the guy that was lynched in building that you can see.
Nothing really. I didn't know him.
Who cares about the dead body? We might be dealing with a malignant entity here.
I agree.
The lieutenant looks at his notebook, then the woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
What do you mean?
Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard. During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike.
Interesting.
She's heard of the murder, but did not see it, sire.
Curious.
But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
And you didn't look up ever.
I might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness. It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone.
Do you often work Sundays?
It's an odd profession, making dice for people, but I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
She nods.
Anything else, officer?
I'd like to
Of
order
course.
some dice.
Tell me what you have in mind.
Do you have any cursed dice?
What do you mean by cursed?
Arakam ad abra. Perish like this world. Alright.
Alright, how about I surprise you? Come back in 8 hours with 7 real, and I'll give you your cursed die.
Fuck yeah, I have
Great.
money.
See you in 8 hours then. Was there anything else?
How did you become a dice maker?
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
Alright. do you like to play role?
Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
Aw. Where are we?
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
One moment. Alright.
But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
That's nice. That's a nice way of looking at working in a dirty hole in an abandoned building.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse.
I mean, that is technically accurate.
Creative.
I think Kim is a nerd. I've heard this place is cursed.
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
How do you explain? Companies don't just fail.
It's just capitalism. We only hear about tales of success, so it's often surprising to realize how many ventures actually fail.
She's convinced. Patience, is that how her name's pronounced? She sent me because she's convinced that you're an evil capitalism ghost.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energy spared her somehow?
The bookstore actually isn't doing that well.
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in racks? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
It's definitely not. It is a separate building.
And then there is me. I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
Oh, this seems really cozy, actually. I like this place a lot. This is the one place that doesn't seem abjectly miserable.
It's because she's in cahoots with the demons.
Shut the fuck up, Half-Light.
Maybe it's just because she's so talented that she's been able to woo the curse.
The curse doesn't affect people like you, you're competent.
What, so the curse only affects people with poor work ethics? What you're describing isn't a curse, it's capitalism.
What's the difference? Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba.
The jig is up. The she-demon knows you've uncovered her true identity.
The ghost of capitalism.
Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
I'm not sure. You know what? I'm just asking questions.
Is it now? I've always thought it's a rather mundane and boring place with no supernatural surprises in sight. Well, if you ever find a way to explain all those inconsistencies in the curse, let me know.
That's all she has to say on the subject. She's been thorough and truthful, as far as we can see.
Okay, let me see if this actually helps me. Do you know what happened to the other tenants? Everyone else is gone.
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Rats scuttle in the dark rooms, under the abandoned blow dryers and dusty mannequins. Cobwebs cover rotors and radio computers alike. So much failure.
Was there a hair still on? I don't remember that one.
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
Cowards.
You wouldn't like it either. The others would laugh at you.
I don't think I would. Yeah. What is wrong with a bit of experimenting?
I guess it just wasn't the time yet.
What happened to the gym?
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemiteps Boxing Club, a community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
Maybe that's what Kuno needed to not be a crackhead.
Kuno. Who's Kuno?
He is a little ginger gremlin who likes to defile dead bodies.
Oh, yes. You mean the kid with the sailor's mouth? Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard. I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
Who is Artemitep?
A kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
And how did that work out? I don't want to be too judgy.
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
Oh, electrochemistry's gonna like that.
You should have known it.
I know.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
Oh, what's up with the broken windows?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right? Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milias. Who would have guessed? And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
What the fuck is a snuff milieu?
It's a Sub Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it.
Cool.
Nothing changes in her tone as she says that, as if it's just another piece of information to lay out for the world.
This woman is very jaded.
What does she mean to get off on it?
You fucking know.
Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. This isn't our problem.
That's nice.
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators.
Alright. What about the stuffed animal?
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs.
Everyone here to fucking do drugs.
But what drugs exactly?
I need to know for the police report.
He got high on some weird taxidermy chemicals. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Eventually, they caused him to lose control of his bladder. The smell was awful.
Oh.
Even you can probably do better than that.
Yeah, probably. What about the mannequins?
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
Insect rights activists. I didn't know insects had rights.
Yeah, the atelier didn't know it either. They produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
I think I like bugs.
Really? Anyway.
What about the rollerblades and skis?
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money. Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is.
What do they say?
The usual, I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns.
I see. I'm sure he'll get right on that.
Men like that are a curse.
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47.
Kim, you told me you don't believe in curses.
I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around in the house. Not much use now, I guess.
Tell me about the machine.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio.
I hope she knows the password.
They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seem to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
What do you mean, liberal?
The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
What happened?
Well, I did hear them talking at times. They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
She sounds almost mocking when she says that.
It was really sad considering what happened to Zaun. They must have been on a gigantic ego trip, said the superstar cop. No, I'm gonna say that I believe in the project.
Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on. In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic. And to show up to work on time.
Damn.
Showing up to work on time is hard. No, scratch that. Showing up to work at all is difficult, especially if you've been drinking.
I would have liked to see the project completed.
Not the wisest decision. You would have lost all your savings.
The dice is black and filled with little silvery flakes, like snowfall.
Anything else?
What's up with that fucking bear?
Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here.
Alright.
The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
What about their other ideas?
There was really just one, and it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth.
Fuck, that's criminal.
And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
Yeah, 20 cents per hour sounds fucking criminal.
Oh, but they did. They did show up to work, and not alone. There were also acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the ice cream stand. And they already had the bear.
What about the bear?
The bear.
I'm getting the sense it didn't work out.
Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted.
I think that with the right branding, nowadays especially, you could totally make the fucking horrifying ice cream bear work.
Eventually, Revachol ICT lost the price war to its rival, Glace 5000. Class A 5,000 soaked caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
The bear was doing its best.
Maybe, because the taxidermist who made that bear definitely wasn't. Doing his best, I mean.
How come?
He said that the bear was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. Called it Megatherion.
Oh, well, one of them.
Scary, but cool.
Megatherion.
Megatherion, a mega wild beast.
What is that?
It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life by telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
What a cool fucking bear.
A wise and noble beast, guiding you toward the land where the streets are paved with drugs.
I do not do drug. I don't want to be a centrist.
Very good. You shouldn't do them. You're a police officer after all.
Yes.
Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
Outside its light. Light scatters from the low-hanging cloud cover. There's always the threat of snow.
Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps?
No,
I've been here for a long time.
that's it.
Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
Damn, I was hoping that would give me, like, a bonus, because I'd understand. Okay, well, Shivers is high, so let's see.
You feel nothing. If anything, it's uncomfortably warm in here.
Okay, but what if it works?
Excuse me, what are you doing?
Officer!
Yep, this is a bad idea.
Engrossing in a stranger's place of business? Yes, it was an unbelievably bad idea.
Miss, I apologize for my colleague's behavior.
Okay,
He's
but-
still recovering from an unusual medical episode.
Okay, but what if... Damn it. Okay, that didn't do anything. Alright, Hobocop time.
Hobocop. Technically, you wouldn't be a cop anymore, but a hobo. That would mean game over for the cop chapter of your adventures. But who knows where the hobo part takes you? To the bar? The old L'Assommoir? To the pier or the sewers? To Le Royaume, where for 300 years they interred the dead. You could plunder royalist crypts for long-forgotten triple malt bourbon, then fight the Aramakan beast that lurks the bottommost sepulchres. The secrets of the city are all yours at last.
Fuck yeah. Learning cap for Shivers raised. More money from selling tear. Extra special collector's edition tear bottles on the map. I need to get that fucking bag as soon as I can. And also, really probably try and get rid of this volumetric chip compressor thing that's not going to help me much. Alright.
Hey, psst.
Give me one moment before we do this, because I know what's happening. Alright, I am back. It is time. I believe it's time to start building communism. Who, me?
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
Again?
Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet. But neither has love. Should we just stop building love, too?
We should. Wait, no, we shouldn't stop building love. I think I'm a love winner.
Good. We need tender men like you building gargantuan communism. Word on the street is it's going to be 10,000 times larger than any communism previously attempted by human beings. Is that right?
I think so. How come there's word on the street?
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, classic proxy. I'm always talking about the landowners.
Funky style. Very funky. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
What is this communism?
Failure. It's about failure.
Failure?
Yes, abject failure. Total, irreversible defeat on all fronts. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb-stomped and pissed on. Until you came along. You will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world.
Hell yeah, baby.
You alone, against every living thing, against every human alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class. Towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers. Million-headed armies of nations and the love of your own mother.
I do love Mom.
You against the atom, the charm and the spin, where the whole world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist.
Oh, just like the last
Now
Airbender.
get to work, comrade.
Let's do it, opt-in.
Oh yeah. Get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
You know, I always heard communism was a party. Let's do it. I'll internalize that after I get rid of the shit compressor. Oh, what's over here? Okay. I wish I could apologize to Kim for trying to get naked in front of that lady. Alright. Am I still here? I should go get that key before I do too much. Shivers.
All around you, rain falls on the great city of Rivershaw. Rain drips from the eaves and floods the gutters,
Let's
washing
listen
the filth away.
to the voice of the city.
The spring thaw must be here. The snow is melting.
It is beautiful when you just, like, look at it all from a distance.
Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping from your hair.
What do I see?
Grey sky like great battleships, clouds colliding with one another. Rain falls down on the world.
How does it feel?
Your shirt sticks to your chest. The shoulders of your disco blazer grow heavy. The cold finds its way in under your skin. You shiver, and the city shivers with you. You're not dressed for this weather. You should get an overcoat or a patrol cloak.
Ooh, that sounds like a good idea. What's in the west?
Sheets of rain over the water, a flight of stairs leading into the ocean. Wave after wave washing the coast of Martinez, with its motorboats and gently swaying reeds. The skyscrapers of La Delta, the financial district. Faint golden light seeps from the office windows. Will you ever go there?
Will I?
No, you are just one of the hundreds of thousands who watch them rise across the bay from Martinez every day.
What's down the shore?
Urban coastline, rain dripping off Eternite-covered roofs, cinder blocks left over from half-finished construction, a defunct research and development building, once seized by revolutionaries. An old wooden church stands on stilts above the water.
And beyond that?
Coal City, end of all lines. Your hair is an oily mess flecked with ash from neighboring coal plants. Smokestacks rise somewhere in the distance.
What's in the east?
There's a fleet on the corner. A plastic coat is folded into a small triangle under the counter by the window. Beyond that, the strike breakers have gathered. The great gates of the industrial harbor are locked. A chill runs down your back. You shudder like an animal trying to shake water from its hide.
Clench my teeth.
Behind the gates, heaps of supply crates, red and blue metal shipping containers, slick with rain. The Greater Revachol Industrial Harbor is an artificial mountain range. Immense wealth resides within, and immeasurable poverty in its shadow.
And beyond that?
La Drusienne, King Dries passenger harbor. Cruise ships flanked by dock arms, cranes watching over the mouth of the river distributary.
What's across from the distributary?
Couronne, the lower middle class. Distributary
God.
after distributary cuts the city blocks in half.
Like
7-story buildings trail off into the rain.
I can see so far.
A silvery curtain of rain over the houses. The class divide.
Alright.
Capeside apartments. Tower blocks crowd one another. 4.46mm bullets still lodged in their war-torn stone walls. Hallways collapse from the mortar hits of a war that was lost long ago. Clotheslines go to waste in the rain. Radios play.
I see, and closer to me?
A yard. Rain falls onto the roof of a woodshed. Coal leaks into a puddle beneath a dead man's feet. He swings from a tree, bloated. Droplets of rain slip from his cold cheeks.
I can see that. And to the south?
A traffic jam. Rain thrumming on the roofs of motor vehicles. Inside, drivers watch water streaming down their windshields. The statue of a king shudders. He too is cold. The canal bridge has been raised.
And on the other side?
The road ascends. A raised motorway loops above the ghetto. Beneath its concrete columns, a sea of rooftops, woodwork, and tar stretches northward. 4-story buildings as far as the rain can fall. The snows melt in Jamrock.
What is Jamrock?
Revachol is the capital of the world. Jamrock is the capital of Revachol. Droplets form on your eyelashes.
I'm fairly certain someone's told me that already.
It's home.
Where the hood, where the hood, where the hood at?
Have a brother in the cut. Where the hood at?
What the fuck? That doesn't even make any sense. That's so anachronistic. That's crazy. Why am I not there?
To be in Martinez, where no one goes, at the runoff point of a long-forgotten canal, in the whitest part of town. In the shadow of the day, the revolution failed.
And what am I doing here?
Standing in the rain, looking north, where Jamrock Rock City stretches inland.
Look further.
In the rain-swept distance, above the rooftops of Jamrock, a repurposed silk mill stands perched above the motorway exit. Precinct 41 hunches in the rain.
Oh, that's where I was.
Your vision blurs. You wipe your face with your hand. The rain stings your eyes, making you look up and blink.
What's above me?
Coalition aerostatics hang like apparitions under the cloud cover. Way up there, where rain forms, rotors flutter silently. Your sight clears.
Motherfucker.
This rain will not let up anytime soon. You should get a raincoat. There's a freight to the east. They sell them there.
You're so right. Let me just get my, that's like such a cool mechanic, and if you didn't have that stat up, then you'd have no idea. I'll talk to the chef after.
Can I help you?
I saw another thing.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
Alright, okay, I guess I already
Yes.
asked about that. Let me ask about the trash container.
Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why.
Hey, I'm
And
a
the
hobo
neighbors
now.
too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you.
Something. What is this
Prod
feeling?
at him and find out.
What if I was a hobo? Will you keep me out?
Yes.
I need it.
Sir, I'm sorry the RCM is having financial trouble, but it's not this establishment's problem.
Damn it. Why are you guarding your leftover from the poor?
Callous? What are you, Kras Mazov?
Could be.
Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The Whirling in Rags is not special in that regard.
Krasmazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a historical materialist. He was a leading figure on the Grad side of the Centennial Revolution, where he headed the 9-day government. Mazov is considered the father of scientific communism, Mazovian thought, or Mazovianism.
Yum yum, tell me more.
He killed himself.
Oh. Maybe I am Krasmazov.
What are we talking about? Was this not about the trash container?
I'm gonna whisper to myself, what if I am Krasmazov?
We should return to this theory at a later time, officer. This here was about the trash container.
Yes, I need the keys, please.
What for, Mazov? Are you planning to nationalize my trash container?
That's none of your business.
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them
Thank
back
you.
once you're done, please.
Alright, let me talk to Chefman. Ooh, money. Free. Tasty.
A thin man is smoking below an
Howdy.
exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Goranci and Kubek. It must be his name. Goranci. Goranci Kubek. Sounds representative.
I don't want to do that. Do you have time for questions?
The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air.
I like your pot.
He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn.
Alright, yeah, I don't think I've got anything else for you. Be a manly man.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery.
Where does it lead?
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads?
I'm drawn to the blue.
It is quite pretty. I suppose we could look into it as a side investigation.
Hell yeah.
Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
Alright, I will do it. I think it's a good idea to annoy him more, I agree.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love those.
Tell me about the steel door.
Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door.
Do you know what's behind it?
No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just a frit warehouse, probably. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
I think you would like to know. Wouldn't you, Gart?
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that.
Damn.
Yes?
Alright. I wonder if the chef knows.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and
Yeah.
gives you a little nod.
Do you know about the blue
acknowledging your
door?
presence. He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and muttering something to himself.
Suspicious.
Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door.
Damn it. Oh well. Alright, let me go grab my bag. Also,
Hello
hi.
again, sweetie.
I'm a communist now. Do sweeties get money?
Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. When do you get your next paycheck?
Fuck if I
You've
know.
got guns of steel and a chiseled jaw, somewhere under the bloated alcohol layer. Maybe she'd like to sponsor you.
I was hoping you
Oh,
could
I'm
sponsor
sure
me.
You would make a wonderful gigolo, dear, with those
Oh,
strong
boy.
arms of yours, but welfare checks aren't all they cracked up to be. My husband and I
Damn.
are barely scraping by.
She's not really lusting after those biceps, man. It's more like an appraisal you give to a healthy specimen.
Alright. What is a paycheck?
You must be joking. Although our pay does sometimes feel like a joke.
It's not easy to assert your right to a decent living wage when you don't have a strong union behind you. Maybe you should talk to Everard, the
yeah.
union leader.
Interesting idea. This Everard
All
sounds
right.
powerful.
Let's go.
Maybe you can rank. Your deportment remains dignified as you shed a single manly tear.
I'm at the end of my rope. Lady, you gotta help me, please. Please, lady, I pissed myself. I need you, please. I need you to fucking pay. I need money.
Sweetie, I only have a few cents on me, but I could give you this to pawn. Just to tide you over.
I feel really bad about this. I really hate this.
Wonderful. He has a pin.
The pin is round and slightly tarnished. 3 sailboats in bas relief with the sun hovering over the water behind them. A chipped green banner at the bottom reads, Sam Baptiste, Summer 31, Dinghy Races.
What is to pawn?
It's easy. You bring a valuable item to a pawnbroker, who then gives you money for it. You can get it back later for a slightly larger sum if it hasn't been sold, but you never end up doing that anyway.
You know what? If I have money, I will buy it back for you.
Oh, it's not an ancient family heirloom or anything, but I suppose it would be nice to get it back.
I'm gonna do something nice for someone. That is not worth a lot. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, wait, who are you? Let me just, yeah. Nice. Alright, you're not having a great time. Let's see how much I get for these now. Okay, well, it doesn't tell me. I'll find out later. I'm gonna make so much money. Alright, let's go. I am doing a community service. I'll talk to these gentlemen later.
This Post Levantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front.
Good mailbox, you fought well. Yeah.
The box seems happy. Each
I'm
shit
happy.
pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also.
Been there, mail collection box.
The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder, then you swallow, and then suddenly you see it. Over all the other graffitos, someone has, using the tip of a very sharp knife, cut the words, Revachol forever.
Fuck yeah. Oh, I should probably tell her about
Hello,
shit.
sir. How is the investigation going? Found any curses yet?
Fuck yeah, I did.
Oh, that's great. I hope exciting adventures lie ahead. And maybe you can help Mother become less afraid.
Yeah. Also, I wonder if... Oh wait, no, I still haven't actually used that. I'm losing track.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
I want to see the Wirral
An
items.
endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter the table. The topmost book is titled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Catawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag.
Okay.
There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements module. The side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. A sticker on it displays 25 real.
25? Fuck, that's too
Nonsense
much.
for anemic Beano clods.
Why is a physical instrument such a dick? Alright, I'm gonna tell her what I found.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus?
The dark sarcophagus.
Yes. How was it?
Tell her how ghastly it was. You know it's what she wants to hear.
It was a graveyard of dead businesses.
I knew it. Oh, such horrors that have been thrust upon us. But what else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not. Have you located the entity?
I've seen the entity. She's a novelty dice maker.
A novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep.
I have felt her aura. She is not the one to blame.
I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom? How did she explain the curse?
Before you say anything, ask yourself, is the woman really able to withstand the truth?
Certainly not. That's why I'm lying to her.
Just don't say you don't have any answer yet. The uncertainty is killing her. To hell with it. Perchance you ought to just lie, sire.
This one's a lot more fun. The source is in the taxidermist shop. He became involved in arts darker than taxidermy and brought the void spirits down upon this place. I find it interesting that this one is marked with lie, and this one is not. I'm gonna say this one though.
Oh, how horrid! I knew something wasn't right about that place. Tell me, did you find a way to break the curse?
Yes. I did. I called upon Guillaume le Million. I used disco to kill the spirit.
Guillaume le Million? The singer who made that awful face? Well, I
think it was a pretty nice face. I channeled him.
All that matters is that the energies are retreating. I can already feel the curse lifting. It will be a long time until we're fully free of it, of course. But still, thank you, officer. Truly,
Yay.
you brought a better psycho-emanation to this humble bookstore, and that's no small achievement.
She so badly wants this to be over. She would have believed anything. It will only last a day or two, a week tops. Then her mood will sour and she will feel the curse again.
All right then. All's well that ends well. Should we return to our ordinary lives?
You know what? If I could offer her temporary relief, that's all good. I don't want to forget that yet. Oh wait, let me go get the thing. And I bet there's some tear in the courtyard. Okay, maybe not. What? Magnesium.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags.
I'll just use... I wonder if I'll get more... I mean, if I fail this, like, what's the worst that happens? Maybe I'll get some experience out of it. Also, let me quick say I haven't done that in a while. Oh, wait, no, I do have the pry bar.
This trash container is
Alright, fuck
locked.
it.
Force time isn't happening. You've jammed the pry bar under... What is this? Your triceps ache for the metal to bend, but it resists.
Okay.
This calls for a potent curse to help break its resistance. Utter the power words.
The fuck kind of metal is this? This is fucking shit. Fuck
The
it.
quality of metal is not the problem. From what I see, it's sturdy enough.
Alright, you know what,
The
that's it.
strange thing is we don't have to. We have the key, remember? The manager gave you the key.
Yes, of course, I remember
With
key.
a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't. Of course you should. This is your time to shine, Hobocop. Dive into that dumpster for extra content.
Absolutely, I just had a premonition that there's something in there.
There is, but you won't like it. The smell
I
of
already know
rotten
what's in there.
food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
I don't like the sound of that.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
Alright. Okay. You get a Hobocop style for extra content. That's what I'm here for. It's all about that fucking content, baby.
Wow, an Armistice caliber 50 knock cannon, half wrapped in paper tissues. So shiny.
Oh, where?
Never mind. Look at that fat string of archipelagon pearls snaking amidst the banana peels.
Oh,
And is
fuck
that
yeah.
Cordon Electric's preamp with Electra F2 tubes? It is. That catches quite a price. We're talking 12,000. Easy.
I am
Unless
into
you're into
hi-fi.
hi-fi yourself.
I am.
That's too bad, because none of those things are actually in there. There's just food waste and crisp wrappings.
No, there must be something.
All you see
Surely.
is a broken mug with a racist depiction of the Yellow Man frolicking in saffron.
An antique.
Only in its social sensibility.
Alright, I'm taking it.
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below. And turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
Well, let's look at the rags.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers.
Oh, fuck yeah.
As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
Oh, I bet these are
The
his.
victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Drop them in here, officer. Guitar
Alright.
marked blue jeans. Pockets emptied or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye. A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
Ugh.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario.
Urban.
Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. Just garbage.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
We need to ask the
What's
kids.
he on about? Kids? You hear that, Kuno? He thinks you're an infant or something.
You're literally children.
See?
insane drug-addled children. But children nonetheless.
Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked, and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
The lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
Alright.
It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels, mostly. Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here. What's this?
What?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something. Something larger.
Oh.
A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
I don't know what this is.
It is. Look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there. If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash?
Cam, we've established long ago. I have no idea what the fuck is going on. I don't want to talk about
Understood.
this. Alright,
The
let's
container
fuck
sounds
this.
a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all. You said you didn't want to talk about the ledger. However, now that you have it back, it would not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Officially.
I will do that in a little bit. Oh yeah, I need to look at the racist mug.
The tear machine
Let's
stands
see
in
how
the
much money
corner.
we got.
A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
I think that's like double what you normally get.
Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a
Ooh.
satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now.
380,
You're
that's actually not
100%
bad.
sure you got special Hobocop money for that tier. At least 100% extra tier money. If the numbers on the machine told you otherwise, it's a lie.
Did I get 20 cents per?
Welcome to Free.
That would make sense.
Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
What's that magazine she's reading?
I don't know. Frit?
Why is it written with 3 T's?
I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier. It doesn't.
Your hat looks dumb. What are you reading?
You mean this? This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
I like lesbians. Do I like lesbians or police?
She
Lesbians.
pops her raspberry-flavored bubblegum and nods. The lieutenant frowns at you before turning to the clerk with an apologetic half-smile.
No, it's okay, Kim. I'm part of the homosexual underground, you'll see.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
Okay, let me ask you about the warehouse.
A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
This is important.
She scrunches up her face into an expression of consummate adolescent
Fucking
skepticism.
Teenagers.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here.
I see.
Okay?
She looks
Do you have
up
ammonia?
from her magazine, eyes filled with tired ennui.
Yes. What we have is there. In the medicine cabinet. Go take a look yourself.
Okay. Do you know about the corpse? Probably not.
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so...
Alright.
Not really. No. I didn't know him at all.
I see.
I don't know really long. I don't know.
I'm
No
not
need
getting.
to worry.
I'm getting nothing out of her.
It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank
Uh-huh.
you. Can you tell me about this reality we're in?
Reality? You mean what reality? Economic reality or?
Yes.
I don't really know anything. I mean, I'm 15.
I hate that this woman looks older than me, and is like almost a decade younger. But she's also not real. 15 is a good time to learn about economic reality.
Yeah, that's why I'm working my arse off in Frit. So I guess, like, that's economic.
Okay, what about the physical
I
reality?
don't know. What about it?
Where are we?
We're in Frit
On a larger scale, though.
as mankind or as a nation or
Yes.
in a good place. I mean, science is doing great, and this radio computer thing seems to be kinda big. I don't know.
Alright.
I don't know. Look at the clock.
The clock shows the time at 10:09.
That is
The
wrong.
hands seem to be still. It's apparent the clock doesn't work.
What's with the revolution?
When ordinary people take over the government and demand democracy.
What about this one?
Yeah, it happened like 50 years ago or so. Sorry, I'm not very good at this. At history, I mean.
Tell me about the coalition.
Our government? Or do you mean something else?
Okay.
Sorry, I really need to finish this article.
That was a waste of time. Okay. I got some experience out of it.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Just ask me if you need anything from St. Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma. St. Baptiste.
I don't
You
have...
know, the pharmaceuticals company. St. Baptiste Pharmaceuticals. The one that sells meds out of St. Baptiste. That one.
So
There.
they don't actually have an ammonia. That doesn't help me much.
I don't know. Let's see. Nosafed is a nasal spray. Duramine is a... I don't really know what Hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended to use after lots of partying, studying, or exercising.
I see.
No. Sorry. I'm not...
Okay, well that doesn't help me much.
A colourful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles there, in that dark green glass, all in vain. The great flowing river of warmth, wine, alcohol, beer, alcohol, love, alcohol.
Get behind me, devil.
Guess not. No.
Good thing you're an unrecovering alcoholic then.
I'm obliged
No.
to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health. But I guess you already know that.
No. Where's the raincoat?
You see several packaged
There it
raincoats
is.
fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The
Yeah.
raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back.
Give me
Here
that.
you go.
Thank you. I did what Kim recommended. What does this get? Okay. One less esprit de corps. Well, let's use our shit compressor.
There he still is, looking right
No.
through you with his white eyes.
Wait, hold up.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is
There's no
entirely
way.
dedicated to that corpse smell, emitting it. As you breathe
Yo.
in, the odor comes over you. It's a spell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it.
Alright.
They do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enamel boots. His
Let's
skin is
inspect.
greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength. The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
This was armor.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots. Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be. Under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
I see.
Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. It would be odd if they didn't. We should keep a lookout for these pieces. The armor could yield information.
Yes.
This is what.
If you wear those pieces, it will help me protect your mortal coil.
Why do I need to protect my mortal coil?
Yes, bullets will fly. They always do. And the coil is fleshy and mush and permeable. Cast it in ceramic shell. Resist death.
What if he was just wearing the boots?
No, I think he had something precious underneath the clothes. They had to remove the jeans and shirt we found to get to it. And this kind of armor is often worn under fabrics.
What if they were humiliating him publicly?
They usually hang them completely naked for that. La puta madre, the Mazda, the Besmerties and the like. This one still has his underpants.
Fucking talking about underpants.
The material looks out of place.
It is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
How much are we talking?
For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
Fuck. That's a lot, I assume.
As a wage, it's regrettably small. But for a piece of hardware, yes, that's a lot.
How do you afford that?
That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company. But that's just hearsay.
These look advanced for a security guard.
I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
Let's knock on the boot.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup. The pry bar in your hand is itching for some action.
Sounds like a terrible idea, but fuck it.
The
we
metal
won't.
connects with the same ding. The sound does not appear to get louder.
Did you hear that? A click?
Oh, okay, he liked that, like a dice rolling.
This is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads the incoming energy horizontally.
Oh yeah,
from
he likes
plate
that I
to
did
plate.
that.
When the plates connect, there's a click. That's the sound you heard. See these lines?
Okay.
Faint,
He liked
organic
that.
lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them altogether. like the scales of some ancient white monster, cracked and pearly.
I already do, unfortunately, know what happens if I try to pull the boot off. I will not do that.
The cadaver
not.
slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink
That's
and blue.
Inspect the belt.
The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. Oh my, there's something on the belt. A familiar word that speaks to the thirst within you. Vermilion, in yellow letters, along the length of the twisting cargo belt. Only a deep longing for vermilion golden spirits lets you decipher the fading logo of the local brewery.
This seems like a bad time for a drink.
Extremely.
What kind of rope is that?
Industrial strength. The kind used for tying cargo to lorries.
Like in a harbor?
Yes, it looks like they use whatever was on hand, paying no attention to not incriminating themselves.
So we're just assuming that the dock workers did it.
I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes. Motivated by the ongoing strike. You?
I'm gonna entertain the idea that it was something else.
Yes, it often is. This bell worries me.
They want him to stay there.
It's not merely polyester. It's steel reinforced. See these lines? This is where the wires run. I see rabbits for more than 20 strands.
Rabbit.
This makes getting him down much more problematic than I had assumed.
I wonder if that will help me. Okay. How did they even get him up there?
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
I see.
I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt. Buckle closes. It's what I would do. Seems easier than climbing up there.
What do you mean what you would do, Kim? What are you hiding?
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp and torso covered in tattoos.
Let's inspect the tattoos.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing.
Interesting.
Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. His corpse is marked by stars.
What will mine be marked by?
Alcohol and heartbreak.
Well, we don't know that.
Your fist clenches suddenly.
It will be riddled with disco.
Decay is creeping on the tattoo. Already, most of the canvas that's holding it has darkened. Now, it disintegrates slowly, letting out a stink.
I want to say something smart. Is this a microelectronic system?
I have only a cursive knowledge of the science of cybernetics. I would not know if it were. But it's not quite complex enough, is it?
Or we're missing something.
I agree.
He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
Oh, what's that?
A Trigger Sunshine. Mini.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera.
Mm-hmm.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need
Alright.
it.
Cool. What do we need this for?
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter. To us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around.
Can I have it? If you trust me at all?
Sure. Just don't lose it.
I am shocked. But this is a sign he trusts me.
The glassy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper, teeming with opportunistic organisms.
Look him in the eye.
His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess.
Tell me who you are, dead man.
The corpse is dead silent. You have no idea why you just said that.
Who is he? He is male, 40 to 50, with an athletic build.
The corpse looks right through you as you distance yourself from its stench, eyes like a shark.
Let's take a step back.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink.
I might actually add to my Inland Empire.
Only the lower extremities are
There's
pink
plenty of time
with
to
a dash of
internalize
green.
communism.
His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse
might
appears
get another
dark
point soon.
green in the cold spring air.
How should I know why you are squinting, officer?
Let me observe him.
You are trying to assess lividity.
I see.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
There's something haunting about it.
So, what do you think?
Something's coming out of him.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck are you saying?
Talking about shit.
I'm surprised you know that. We got lucky.
Did we? I don't feel lucky.
That's...
I do.
Yeah.
Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
It means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal-like.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you, decomposing.
Let's just save real quick.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and white
72%.
boots. His skin is marbled with
Gotta get it.
decaying veins and blotched.
I'm gone.
Alright.
Into the wild pale yonder. In the past, way out in the west.
Who are you?
I'm a joke. Look at me.
Who were you when you were alive?
A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer.
Takes one to know one.
What does that even mean? Alright.
Go ahead, Cobbo.
What's happening?
What do you mean?
I'm talking to you.
It's the power of your imagination.
It's very active.
Go ahead. Ask me more questions.
Why do I love
you
questions?
Fucking love questions.
Why do I love them?
Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions?
Give me a comical amount of questions. Fuck my shit up with questions.
Coming right up, copperoonie Rooney.
Alright.
This is getting upbeat now.
That's like 4 questions. That's not very comical. It should have been like 20. Is my name Rooney?
Fuck no. You're no Rooney.
I guess I am.
No, you don't. Between you and me, your name is probably Harry.
I do already know that is true. Why do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible?
Because you have.
Who killed you?
Love did me in, Provocopo. It was love all along.
Can you ask me a question?
Sure, Lobo. I can ask you a question. Why are you doing this?
What do you mean?
Looking at my face, motionless. Looking into my eyes. Standing here. Why are you investigating my murder?
Maybe it will lead me to something. Haha.
Something is on its way. Something hidden. It's coming. A miracle from the northwest, and it's almost here. You can feel it in the air, on your hands. The cold spring air smoothing them over.
Northwest. I know where that is. I hate you. You stink and you're boring.
Do I remind you of someone?
Definitely a deep sea creature. I don't want to know what harlequinism is.
No, not quite. Be fair now.
Alright, I guess I'm saying it.
You sure wriggled out of that one? Coppellini. Do I remind you of someone?
Alright.
Sure I do. You just don't want to admit it. Come back
That's
later,
enough.
Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
So cool. That's like... That didn't... I mean... I'm not gonna do that. Okay, how do we get him
sure
down?
we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt.
Of course. You have questions, don't you? Come back later, Corpo.
Alright, well, I guess we can fucking... We can leave him up there for a little bit longer, though. I feel like the whole point, because the last time I played this, I got him into the fridge, and I feel like the reason I did, like, I never got to the point where I went back to see him in there, and I wonder if the reason for that was that I put him in there so that I could ask him more questions later. Thought will be lost forever. That's fine. Okay, before I do that, I actually do have something I want to do with my visual calculus. I don't think I'll pass, but I just want to see. buddy.
G'day to you, officers.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife.
Tasty.
His posture is relaxed. Despite his powerful build and a knife in his hand, this man resorts to physical intimidation only infrequently, if at all.
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Revachol.
The words daredevil driver sound ominous to you.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here, especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then.
Can I have your salami?
Sure thing.
Thanks, buddy.
Want some too, officer?
Why not?
Alright, nice.
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it. Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins.
Alright.
A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque. This panel usually closes the waterlock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way.
Yeah.
Pulling the lever probably won't do anything.
Fuck it.
You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk. Then, nothing happens.
I don't
The
think they'll
spring
get
brings the
anything out of
lever
that.
back to its original position. You still need to close the waterlock to get across the canal. Some other way.
Day 3.
Isn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
Yep.
G'day to you, officers.
I
It's
see.
supposed to operate the waterlock, but as noted, it's all junk right now. Disabled because of the blockage. Safety measure. Turns out the panel needs a special key to be reactivated. Wouldn't want anyone moving the waterlock with debris still in the channel. It'll be restarted on Wednesday morning. You want to do the honors when the time comes?
Yes.
Great! Just drop in on Wednesday if you want to see the waterlock at work. They say the canal crew will be here at 7:15.
Nice. Sounds good, buddy. Alright.
A crumpled billboard reading Samaran butter
Okay.
soaks in.
This one's really cool. I kind of do want to...
A crumpled billboard
Let's get it.
reading Samaran butter soaks in the canal. Two ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted. Whatever it is, the boy on the billboard seems very happy about it.
Alright, let's do it.
Just some tasteless advertising at the bottom of a canal.
Okay, you know what? I don't think this will do a whole lot, so I'm just gonna fucking... We're just gonna do it. Because it's cool.
A crumpled billboard reading whatever it is. The boy on the billboard. Just some tasteless advertising. Whatever it is, the board, judging by the size of the impact and the parallel lines of burnt rubber, the cause was probably a motor vehicle. Side slip marks indicated that the vehicle was traveling up the crater at 35 kilometers an hour. The black marks on the roof indicate that the vehicle vaulted from the crater to the roof of the shack.
Uh-huh.
The panel served as a takeoff ramp. The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard and upsetting the posts. Then it continued its flight, taking the billboard with it. The sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal. Still speeding, the vehicle made a loop and vanished into the fog along the coast. There are two good candidates, the Caprice 40 and the Linear G22. It's about the right size, and the tire marks look like they came from the skinny tires frequently found on that motor carriage. Very sturdy but light motor carriage. More likely than most to survive that jump. You'd have to follow the tracks to be sure. The lieutenant
a mystery
looks
for
on,
Wednesday.
waiting for you to wrap up your analysis.
What do you think, Timothy?
Any theories about what happened here?
Reckless traffic and hooliganism?
What kind of car do you think it was?
I'm gonna go with the second one. Feels likely.
That's quite likely, from what I can tell. Oh.
Maybe it was connected to the murder. Maybe this was the getaway car.
The traffic hooliganism? I hope not. Fortunately, we are not traffic cops. Should we get back to the murder?
Let's bring the driver to justice.
If we must.
Alright. Well, I did what I want to do with my visual calculus before I nerf it. Alright. I'll go talk to those gentlemen later if I must. Oh, I wonder if that gay guy's here. Ooh. Oh? Hello?
There must be another way into the building.
Oh, that is fucking loud as shit.
It's been a week and now they show up?
Wait, hold up. Why is it not letting me? Okay.
The spread pattern of these bullet holes makes your chest ache. Your breath grows heavier. You peer into the faded marks in the stone. They peer back like an endless row of tiny black holes. Sweat starts trickling down your brow. Your chest feels tight looking at them. It's closing in, caving in, ever tighter. Your breathing grows even heavier.
You okay there?
I started feeling really bad for a second.
Might be the after effects of your past escapades. What are you looking at?
That's what the bullet holes.
Remnants from the revolution. These are over half a century old.
Is there anything we should do about these?
No, we are not constructors and renovators. And these bullet holes do not warrant an investigation.
Tell me about the revolution.
Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it. Should we go?
Okay, but Kim, you know I don't know shit.
I can't get involved in this.
Okay, let me... Hey, buddy.
You see a young man a balcony nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
Why are you whispering?
There's no trouble. I'm just speaking in a lowered voice. I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie, if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
It's the god of cigarettes and youth. Ask him if he's got anything to spare.
I really need to talk to
Is
you.
it really that important?
Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks at the neighboring window.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
Can you tell me anything? Well, actually, what's your name first?
My name? My name is Martin Martinez.
Martin Martinez? Good local name. Let's go with that.
Alright. What did you see about the hanging?
I'd even go so far as to say that the view is a little too good, my dear gendarme. Do you have an estimate of when the body will be taken away?
We will remove the body as soon as possible. Now tell us, where were you last Sunday?
Now, Kim, that's very specific.
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you?
Did you?
No, not you two. Some more muscular type.
And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman?
Last week? I don't know. Look.
You didn't answer the question. What were you doing last Sunday?
I had a friend over.
What kind of friend?
It was my Sunday friend.
Uh-huh.
A Sunday friend. How intriguing.
What's your friend's real name?
He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. Under the grey sky, snow continues to pile on the neighboring windowsill. Someone hides behind a curtain. Those windows have eyes, and those eyes are watching, spying on you three.
Alright, we'll talk later.
We won't.
I think we will.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
Let's try.
This isn't the place or time for questions. Who knows who might be watching from the distance, hidden behind the curtains?
Can we meet again somewhere else?
For a moment, the man on the balcony seems almost vulnerable. Something moves in the depths of his feline eyes. Compassion and a hint of understanding. There's snow gathering on his hair and on his shoulders. A speckle of white against the purple that hangs loose on his slender frame.
I am sorry, but I really don't have the information you're looking for.
Uh-huh.
But, hold on. What's that? For a split second, his hand lingers, as though gesturing towards a stone placed right next to the front door. It's a sign.
Good luck with the investigation.
Thank you. I'm sure Kim has some thoughts.
He's gone. No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself.
Will you just give up?
He could be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type who's asking about our case. He did leave us a sign. Did you see that? He wanted to draw our attention to that stone right over there. If we find a way inside the building, we can ask around for his apartment.
A stone, like any other, lying in a whirl of sleet and mud.
Yep.
Maybe there's something under it. There's a key beneath it, rusty from the dirt.
This must be for the front door. Pity he doesn't have the apartment number on it. We'll just have to go in and see.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna go talk to someone else first. And look about, potentially getting money.
Hey, up here, Piggo.
What?
The streets will flow red once more.
Oh,
A
fucking...
great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know?
Harley
Date
Quinn.
of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Yeah, when were you last tested for Hep?
Had a battery of tests just last week. I'm practically a patchwork of interesting critters. Kinda like a man-o'-war.
What about the murder?
I ain't no snitch, pigstein.
Bruh.
Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
Why'd you even want to talk to me? You seem like a fucking dick.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
What are you looking at?
The lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your eccentricisms. Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet.
I like that. I like that he actually... That's actually really cool, because I've been getting, like, good results, and I think that Kim has noticed that... I get results.
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit.
Yeah.
I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
Do you want to hear my opinion?
Yeah?
Fucking do it, I don't care.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval. Watch your back, Ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
Okay. Thank you for the heads up. Yeah, that's probably accurate. Alright, let's quick save.
A striking woman
Hello,
leans
lady.
against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce.
Uh-huh.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
What does the L stand for?
Leighton, my maiden name.
Okay. What is the RCM anyways?
I meant you, the Revachol Citizens Militia, the police.
And what gives us away? Is it my sexy mesh shirt and raincoat combo?
Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
Shake her hand or don't shake her hand. I'm gonna seem loose.
I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
Fuck yeah, you can.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
I'm gonna ask her about that later. You're on a boat.
Why, yes I am.
Does she have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
The word "it" feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name.
I agree,
A
Inland
breeze
Empire.
ripples through the sails and tugs at your hair. Below, the sleek, fish-like shape of the hull parts the water. Beneath that, a resounding darkness. You're reminded of something. Or someone.
Your boat needs a name.
Okay. How about Cordelati 19? Why? Because it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called Cordelati, and its hull is 19 paces long.
How about the sleek fish?
What?
Because it's sleek and fish-like.
I think I'll stick with the factory name. But thank you. Okay,
No.
because it was
with
manufactured in
Dolores.
Revachol East by a Why Dolores?
I like the name.
Well, it means nothing to me. I think I'll stick with the factory name. But thank you for
Boo.
the suggestion. It's a pleasure craft. A 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
Uh-huh.
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I see.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
You fucking told me to do this, Kim. Don't give me lip. Not a lot of people on boats, are there?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
Of course. What do you mean, archipelago?
I mean, we are on Le Caillou, are we not?
Caillou? I thought you were in Revachol.
We are, and the city of Revachol is on the island of Le Caillou.
I see. I haven't seen anyone else with a boat around here.
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle.
Aha.
It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
I've got a handle on the boat.
Good.
What do you do at Wild Pines?
What we do? I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
So what do they do?
The Pines' core competency is logistics.
Fucking pedantic
Container
asshole.
shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
Tell me about money.
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company took more
damn.
than 20 billion real in revenue.
I need like 1/1,000,000th of that for my money.
A billion?
The money I owe is so much less than that.
Yes, past a certain point, numbers begin to seem imaginary, but they are quite real for the 72,000 employees who depend on Wild Pines for their paychecks.
Uh-huh.
A conglomerate the size of Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving and growing, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It is a tremendous responsibility.
Where do they get all these billions?
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lomantang on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
I see, and what do they want with Revachol?
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners? who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo.
The workers are the ones that keep it moving.
We built this district.
Fucker.
All the best parts of it. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, with its bastions. The plazas Meteor and Mosaic. Even some of the old street lamps have been put back thanks to the investments from the WP. Before Martinez was swallowed by the industrial harbour, even before it was part of Revachol, long before Terminal B was erected here, the Pines built it as a resort for its Revacholian employees. A company getaway, for a weekend or a summer holiday. Then came the revolution. But that's another matter. I'm here to make sure the Pines can fulfill their responsibilities to the place they built.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
Tell me about the strike.
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
What if I want to hear about the trade secrets?
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Elements. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
I will slay this octopus.
Good luck is only kept in place by the vested interests of half the civilized world, including your own.
Damn it.
What the ma'am means is that the Emergencies Act and the RCM both get their authority from the coalition government.
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
Yes, what's your role in it?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
You're a mediator.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Tell me about this behemoth.
What can I say? The union employs a giant covered in tattoos. A racist giant. I guess that's part of their big tent organization now.
Uh-huh. How were the talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
Yeah.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
I see.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Uh-huh. What happened to Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it?
Uh-huh.
Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Interesting. Not cool.
Keep in mind,
I don't
this
think
is
that's
a
cool.
negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
What are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes, every worker, a member of the board.
Aggressive commie posturing. Remember, I want to be hyper-capitalist and hyper-communist.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board.
Uh-huh. Most of them probably don't know what that
Fortunately,
means.
they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, Not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
The king is the king.
That may well be. It's not up to me to decide who is king, but as negotiations go, it's not a swell start. I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the boyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
Ah, call me tomorrow.
This checks out.
Alright, tell me about the union boss.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
You see.
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Is he that bad?
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
There's two of them?
Yes. Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues. The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, Detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
a giant leash. A socialist mob.
Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers.
You said something happened in the elections.
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the union. She disappeared.
Interesting.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Probably some kind of extortion.
Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Let's change the topic.
Of course. How else can I help?
Tell me about the lynching.
Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57, and this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Yes, it is related to my medical issues.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? Oh dear.
I see.
Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen...
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
What kind of arrangement?
I mean, favors for favors.
Ah.
A dirty alliance of some sort.
72%. High chance. Let's do it.
Easy. Just offer her a favor. Like I said, nice and dirty.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Like what?
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the term.
They're profiting from this trade.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority. Or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Let's do it. Okay. Make a quick save first. I feel like this is going quite well.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
I thought it was going pretty well.
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman.
I thought it was going well.
This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
We could just find my badge, but also we are police.
No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done, and demand for her information on the lynching.
Alright, let's do that. That sounds like a good idea.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
You want to tell me about the alleged drug trafficking?
It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL and various synthetic psychedelics.
Oh, I'm on that.
Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff. Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut.
Aha.
Yes, but
Yeah,
you won't get
okay.
anything out of Evrat and the Dockworkers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
What do you mean?
The lorries. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they are vulnerable.
Let's see.
Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment.
I see.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
Fuck, there's a lot. Okay. Why didn't you come to the RCM earlier?
We did. On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under.
Yeah.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence.
Well,
yes.
Here's your chance, officers.
It's no coincidence the lorries are stranded there.
No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However, this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue. Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
I see.
A cold breath rushes in from the bay, making its way down the alleyways and potholed streets. From Martinez to Jamrock, in the traffic you hear the clinking of glass vials, concealed beneath tarpaulin. Or is it just your teeth chattering in the cold?
Fucking misery.
A lot of it. It comes in from large Samaran factories in South Safre, Sigai, and Sinyao. The literage they must get from this terminal alone must be oceanic.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
Alright, what proof do you have the Union is involved?
How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses
I actually didn't mean to
scarcely
do that,
provide
but
for
that's okay.
themselves.
So the strike is being funded with drugs.
Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to
Alright,
you.
we have suspicions. I actually don't know who the fuck we're referring to.
The two might even be connected.
Or
Yeah.
not. Though, if you have evidence to the contrary, I'm eager to hear it.
As eager as I am to share it, Lieutenant, once the job is done.
Mm-hmm. Alright,
Yes?
let's talk about the smuggling. We'll do it.
According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout.
Definitely gonna be done after I
Every one
talk
of
to
them
this
will know
lady.
something.
Fuck, this is... I forget how long this conversation is.
It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
Alright, 3 more. You know something about the tattoos.
That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
So you know something then.
Better not tie the 4th day to the Bat's day on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
Bastard. Alright, I need someone who knows something about this reality we're in.
This reality?
Uh-huh.
Yes, reality is your side case.
It's related to the medical episode. I feel no need to lie to her.
Ah, yes. The episode. Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy, now that I think of it.
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
We may be here a while then.
Hell yeah.
Ask away, officer. I'll
Fuck.
help however.
Alright, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
Okay, where are we?
We're in Martinez, baby.
Baby?
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
I'm a disco holdover myself.
Aren't we all?
Yep. And what is Martinez?
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour, north of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
Alright, tell me more about Martinez.
I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. As I told you, Martinez used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its part. Now the reeds are the real star of the show here. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets.
Alright, you mentioned the sea. What sea is this?
It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds into the ocean.
And are we near the ocean?
Yes. We're on an island in an ocean. The world's largest body of water. The Insulindic.
Like the Insulindian Peninsula.
Vast, lukewarm and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight.
And what's the name of this island?
Caillou, as you already know.
That's right.
Imagine a pebble. A smoothed over pebble amidst a great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the river Esperance. We're in the delta of this river on the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary.
It is clear this pebble is of enormous value to her.
Alright, tell me about Revachol.
Revachol?
What kind of city
Revachol is what you call a city, the great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory, beyond patriotism, a fact.
And what makes Revachol great?
History, detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries.
Who did?
The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile-Marat, depending on your creed.
I see. And when was this built?
In the DeLorean century. 380 years ago.
And why will it resolve history?
They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest.
This is very metaphor-filled and not especially helpful.
By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men.
And why here?
We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
So the center of the world.
Oh, we're quite a way off. About 22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
I like to see.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition. Only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
Where are we?
We are where we are. I have no
Jean-Yves
truer answer to give, unfortunately.
We'll see. We'll see about internalizing that one. I may not.
This is one thought you need to complete.
Fuck
Where
off.
are you?
I literally just said I didn't know if I wanted to do it.
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
Fine.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Ma'am, Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
You know what, that's actually... It's like he knew that I needed
Absolutely.
to stop.
My commitment here is long-term.
I'll continue
It's
later.
better not to eat all your candy at once.
Indeed. I'm always at your service.
We can try these. No. I'll try this one.
A strange coldness comes over you as you look at the world. The waves sway the sloop slowly. That's all. It's on the tip of your tongue, a doubt of sorts, already in your head. But it's not fully formed yet. You have to wait and return to this later.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else? Of course, Detective.
Alright, let me, just real quick. I certainly don't have any points. Let me put on my spear decor.
Go back. Good. More lessons in basic reality?
Let's try it.
My favorite part of the day. Go ahead. Ask me anything.
Let's try it.
It remains a mystery what you mean by this something club.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know.
Alright.
Anything
Is what
Can I
you
have money?
want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it?
Why not?
Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, Bob.
Her hair is
A
nice.
well-kept, yet tastefully short bob of dark hair. Despite the first hints of grey, she's elected to keep it au naturel, shaped into a permanent wave, late 40s style.
But I'm pathetic.
While dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry. Wealth and all its possibilities. Now look at you. You misery-clad simian. Barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes. A scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable.
Alright, yeah, but that's exactly why I should ask her.
You're poor. Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too...
I am a working man. I'm not ashamed to take
You
this lead
think
for
your
dough.
little communism protects you from this feeling? No. The more demeaning it is to grovel at her feet.
Fuck you.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
I'm gonna get this fucking money. Okay, you know what? Actually, I probably won't. Because I know that there's another way for me to get the money that I need.
You're back.
But
Good.
83%'s pretty
What can I
high.
help
Let's
you
do
with?
it.
Voila.
Yeah.
You're doing it. Really put your back into it. Yell it from the top of your lungs.
Can I have money?
Of course. How much do you need?
She's surprisingly nonchalant about this. Could it be that she somehow knows more about your predicament?
Alright, I need 100
That's a good
real.
sum. Not too small, not fantastically large.
She removes a few notes and hands them to you.
Fuck, it's so
The paper
easy
is
for her.
cold and oily to the touch.
So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
I'm getting my head around this whole money
You're
thing.
right, man, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act, and seemly as it may be, as long as they are properly logged with the precinct.
Which he most certainly will do.
Yes.
Now, how else can I help the RCM today?
Of course. How much should I owe Gart? I'm sure I'll have enough by the end of day. This seems like a good time to stop. Let us raid Slush Dog. Well, good to get back to it. I will probably do this again tomorrow. I hope anyone that showed up has a good night, and I will see you around. Night-night. Wah wah wah. Just give me one moment while the raid loads up.